He was a very rambunctious young boy, fearless, could not sit still. He was always bouncing a ball, climbing a tree. He had the best smile. He could light up a room.
The evening of January 8, 2010, Rebecca and Javen Conley came home from a basketball game with their children, unaware that their lives were about to change drastically.
We got home and put the kids to bed, and probably about 1:30 in the morning, Ethan began throwing up. And then Saturday morning, he had a low-grade fever. At that point, we didn't really think it was anything other than just low-grade flu-type symptoms, and figured he would be fine.
But Ethan was not fine. In fact, he had contracted viral myositis with rhabdomyolysis, a rare and potentially fatal virus that mimics the flu and attacks muscle tissue.
We needed to take him to the emergency room. He was on the morphine drip, and they could only give it to him every 2 hours. I didn't sleep at all that night, and I would just I'd grab his heels, and I would just kind of just move him just like this. And that would soothe him enough to get him through to that next hour. And it was at that point where they had diagnosed him with the viral myositis.
Over the next 2 days, his condition worsened quickly.
CPK level is a level which is measured when you have muscle breakdown. And when the breakdown occurs, the level starts going up high. Normally it's less than 200. And he started with like 16,000 and then started going up to around 700,000.
I said, "What does this mean?" And he says, "You don't want to know."
When the doctor said that, I just remember thinking, I can't lose him. I just couldn't even picture my life without him.
Once it attacks the muscles, it's just, there is no end to it. When you start looking into the virus in the muscles, they're gone. The muscles were melting away.
The Conleys began contacting friends and family on Facebook, at their home church, and all across the country, asking people to pray for Ethan to be spared.
Our prayers went into a different mode at that point. We began reaching out to our church family, telling everybody to pray. We don't know what's going on, but it appears that Ethan's fighting for his life.
We got the news and we decided, okay, all right, this is what we have. Now our God is bigger than this. So we need to just draw on that. So that's what we did.
The staff also warned that if he did survive, there would likely be long-term side effects.
Usually you will have kidney dysfunction, some residual kidney problems, muscle problem, gait problem, heart problem.
Ethan was just laying there and he started looking at something and following it out the room. And he said, "No, don't leave, don't leave." And I said, "Ethan, everything's okay. We're right here. Mom and Dad's right here." And he said, "No, I don't want you to leave me." And so at that point, I felt like he was watching an angel and it was leaving the room, and he was afraid that it was leaving him, it wasn't covering him anymore.
Fear gripped me. I thought maybe it was death that had come for him.
Javen and Rebecca knew Ethan's life was in God's hands.
They couldn't find a pulse on him, and it was getting really, really dim. I just wanted to look at Ethan and look at every part of him, try to remember and capture everything about him in case I lost him. I went into the meditation room and poured out my heart to God and said, "God, if you take Ethan, I will serve you. And if you leave him here with us, I will serve you no matter what. You're a good God."
I had a friend from our church that came, Jason Elliott is his name, and he said, "And that angel that Ethan saw is here to minister to him, not to take him." And Jason didn't know anything about the situation.
I felt a peace about it. I felt like God was just letting us know that he was there with us and taking care of things.
Within 48 hours of the breakdown, he started recovering. It just was amazing.
The Conleys knew they had witnessed a miracle.
At my time in the ICU, I don't remember a whole lot, but I do remember seeing two angels, and I could tell that everything was going to be all right from that point on.
Not only did Ethan recover, there was no permanent damage to any of his organs. He recently accepted a basketball scholarship to Ashland University.
It's amazing for people that I didn't even know that were praying for me, and they just kept believing that God would perform a miracle, and they definitely played a part in this miracle.
We felt that the staff and the doctors in Dayton Children's were godsends to us. When they were binding together with us and praying with us, that just made our faith rise that much higher.
We've had opportunities to share our testimony, share the goodness of God. Things in this life aren't always going to go right, and we're certainly sensitive and aware of situations that don't end up in a happy place like Ethan is currently. But the most important thing is to focus on that peace that God can give. We're going to have trials, we're going to have tribulations. The only way to get through those situations is to have a foundation in Christ that can get you through.